Hey everybody, this is AJ Hansen from levelupyourguitar.com. In today's video we're going to learn how to play For What It's Worth by Buffalo Springfield. This is a great song, and if you just came from the lesson of Hey Joe, you'll notice that we've got the exact same 5 chords, C, G, D, A, and E, but we have a different order, we have a different strumming pattern. In fact, we have 2 strumming patterns. So this is a great way to frame it, that just because you know one song with the same chords doesn't mean you're magically going to be really great at nailing the next one with the same chords, because there are a lot of other things that come into play: different tempo, different strumming pattern, different chord order, different arrangement. So in Hey Joe is just the same thing over and over again. This is a little bit more challenging. We've got the strumming pattern like I mentioned, we've got a verse and a chorus, so 2 different parts that happen at different times, and then we have 2 different strumming patterns. And I also have a surprise for you at the end, a little lead line that I think you're going to enjoy. So make sure you stick around to the end for that. And before we start, I just want to say thank you for supporting Level Up Your Guitar by subscribing, hitting the bell notification, and checking the links in the description below. I really appreciate it. So let's jump in. So our first chord is E major. And we're going to play that 6th string open, middle finger on string 5 fret 2, ring finger right underneath that on string 4 fret 2, and then 1st finger on string 3 fret 1. And then the last 2 strings are both open. So our strumming pattern is 1, 2, and 4. 1, 2, and 4. So the strumming pattern for that will go down, down, up, down. Now feel free to break that up into 2 halves. So we have down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. And that up, you're going to let it ring through where there would normally be a down. You're going to let it keep ringing through. And then you're going to do a second up followed by a down. So we have down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. Now before we go any further, there's a really important aspect of an up-strum that I want to share with you now. That's part of the reason why I picked this song and I like to teach this song early on. One, the rhythm is very laid back. It's not very intense. You don't have to hit the strings hard. But 2, the up-strums. Whenever you do an up-strum, you really only want to hit the top 2, maybe 3 strings. Occasionally you'll hit the 4th string. But what you don't want to do is strum everything, because your down strum is already going to hit everything. So if you're doing an up-strum and trying to get all the strings as well, it gets too muddy, too confusing. So in order to open up the sound of the guitar and not sound like everybody's just yelling, what you want to do is just flick your wrist up with the pick and just hit a couple strings. It's not a big deal. Hear that? So you've got the 2 downs, which it sounds deep, deep, and then kind of light. Deep, deep, light. So it's got a little extra ping when you do that up strum, as opposed to that. That's just too much. So when you're doing the strumming pattern, just hit a couple strings on the way up. Then we go to our A major chord, which is the 5th string open, 1st finger on the 4th string 2nd fret, middle finger right under that on string 3 fret 2, ring finger also under that on string 2 fret 2, and then the 1st string open. And we have the exact same strumming pattern. Down, down, up, down. And I'm still following that rule. When I do an up strum, I'm just hitting a couple strings. So let's put that verse together. E and A. So there's your verse for what it's worth. And do that a few times, get used to it. You want to be able to loop that over and over again and just keep it nice and consistent. Now for the chorus, we start with 2 E major down strums. And now we have a D chord. So that will be 4th string open, 1st finger on string 3, fret 2, middle finger on string 1, fret 2, and then ring finger on string 2, fret 3. And the strumming pattern for this will go down, up, down. Down, up, down. So we've got 2 E's, 1, 2, and then 3 D strums, 3 and 4. So the rhythm goes 1, 2, 3, and 4. Down, 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 up, down. For the second measure, we've got an A chord. We've already covered that, and that will be 2 quarter note down strums, followed by a C major, so that's ring finger on string 5, fret 3, middle finger on string 4, fret 2, the 3rd string open, 1st finger on string 2, fret 1, and then the 1st string open. And this will also have the same strumming pattern as the D major chord. Down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. So that second measure goes 1, 2, 3, and 4. Down, 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 up, down. So let's put the entire chorus together. We have E, D, A, C. And that's it. So generally the first 2 or 3 choruses just happen once. So there are no repeats. And it would go back into the verse. So I'll repeat that again, the chorus into the verse. Verse. Now on the final chorus of the song, which you could call the outro, if I remember right, the chorus just repeats 4 or 5 times. And that's the only time you get to do that chorus over and over again. So the song, the arrangement will just go typically 4 verses and then a chorus. And 4 verses, chorus, 4 verses, and then an extended chorus where you just repeat that part over and over again until it fades out. So now that you've stuck around, the last part we're going to add is the little, what I call the lead line of harmonics. Probably recognize that part. So this is more of like an intermediate skill, but it's simple enough. I think it'd be way too fun. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So a harmonic is a note that when you play it, you're not pressing it down. Notice how I take my finger away as soon as I play it. So it's ringing out. The first harmonic is on string 1, and it's on fret 12. So normally where you'd press down, and typically your guitar will have a double dot. So you don't press down there. What you do is you move to the right just a little bit so that your finger is directly over the metal fret, and touch it very lightly, and then pick it. Now when I say touch it lightly, barely touch, should be almost like a feather. And the less you're touching the string, the better it rings. And the 12th fret harmonic, there are different spots on the neck where you can play harmonics, but the 12th fret is probably the easiest one to play. The next one is on the same string on the 7th fret. This one's a little bit harder to get, but not too bad. Again, just remember, you're not playing the 7th fret. You're moving just to the right so that your finger is just barely grazing over that metal fret there. And you'll move up and back between frets 12 and 7. And as cool as it sounds, I think that it's actually very functional. It's a great way to approach the guitar and develop a really light touch. In fact, this is extremely light. There really aren't too many other places where you'll touch the guitar that lightly, but just getting that in your mind, that you don't always have to be death gripping everything, I think is very important. And that's really all there is to this song. Obviously you won't be able to play both parts at the same time, but it's just a fun little thing that you can add and develop that skill. Thank you for watching this lesson on For What It's Worth by Buffalo Springfield. To recap, we covered E major, A major, D major, C major, and G major. Same 5 chords as we did back in Hey Joe, and if you haven't learned that song, go ahead and check it out. I'll leave a card up here. We covered those 5 chords. We covered our strumming pattern, which goes down, down, up, down. And you'll do that during the whole verse. And remember, when you do an up strum, you really only have to hit a couple strings. So that's a really important tip, so don't forget that. And then we went into the chorus and did a separate pattern of down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down. And then the little bonus at the end, we covered how to play harmonics on frets 12 and fret 7, both on the first string. Hope you found it helpful, and if you have any more questions, leave them in the comment section down below, and give this video a like. And before you take off, please hit the subscribe button, because it really helps the channel out a lot. Hit the bell notifications so you know the moment you can play your next song, and check the links for sheet music and other ways to stay in touch in the description below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time, and keep playing. In the description below, you'll see a link to levelupyourguitar.com. This website has a full range of digital courses that can improve your guitar playing significantly. Not only do we have programs on how to play your chords and bar chords better and more effortlessly, how to play the basics through advanced level guitar playing the right way, we also have information on how to play more genres like rock, blues, classical, jazz, metal, folk, and many more to come. You can even book one-on-one time. On top of this, we also have the Level Up Your Guitar Great Hall, which is a subscription service that allows you to have access to other like-minded musicians around the world. With over 50 people already in the Level Up Your Guitar Great Hall, you have 24/7 access to me and a pool of other aspiring guitarists like you, which can ensure that you learn to play what you love as quickly as possible. If you have any further questions on any of the courses, there's an individual video next to each one on the sales page. It's time to level up your guitar.